Some milling work on the table. It's gonna be a VMC 177, and I'm just about to pour it. We have that typical problem here that we're gonna break through, because from the other side it's way too thin. This is a younger engine case, and so Piaggio saved some 0.1 cent with the cast iron material, and there's a big hole here in the back. So it is completely normal that you break through here, and I want to show you that you don't have to be afraid of it. Just break through, and then some epoxy from the other side after you heat it up so it sweats out the oil and all is fine. Let's see the other side. You see, it's this here. The other cases here are full of cast iron material, and the younger ones are not, so there's a big hole here. I mean, save money where we can. Profit comes first, does it? Two possibilities. First, you fill it up, and then you mill. Or what I'm gonna show you is, this is more fun, making holes into Vespa engine cases. I'm gonna mill without first filling up, so I break through, and then I'm gonna put epoxy on it and finish it. And you will see that it is easy peasy, nothing to be afraid of. This is completely normal that you break through here. By the way, cheers guys. So that's always a bitch with these LED lights. Perhaps this. So I already did some work before. Right, this is better. We have a smooth plastic here. We need to take away the material. And look, we already are getting there as a whole. And this is completely normal. Don't be afraid of it. Some epoxy will just fix it easily. Gonna get way bigger. There we go. Just some glue and all will be fine. There we go. So that's a typical 177 hole, and we have to clean it before we use epoxy. And the important thing is to heat it up so that it can sweat out the whole oil in the cast iron. Gonna heat it up, make it very hot now, then it will sweat out, and then let it cool down a bit, and then I'm gonna heat it up again, and then we have the base to use epoxy. I like using handfast epoxy. Don't know what's the name internationally or in English. Ensure that the same amount is coming out of both tubes to have the right mixture. We see that we have a little bit too little white. That should do. Just mix it till it has the same color. Should be about 15 degrees if you use it. I used some normal sticky tape from the bottom. That's fine, and now just fill it up. It's very fluid, it's tricky, so you have to position the case that it does not run away. Run out. When it meets the hot case, it gets even more fluid. You could also put some sticky tape here and here, but I just position it right and it's fine. There was one spot. That's the other spot where it usually gets a bit thin. Sometimes you break through. I also did heat it up, of course. Cleaned it, heat it up to sweat out the oil out of the cast. That was it. It's about 2 days old or so. You see? I mean, you can scratch it. You can also scratch metal, or you can scratch the cast iron. So this is good. You can leave it like that. Where it is flat and not rough, it pops out. That's okay. So if you spilled a bit, like here, you just scratch it off. And this can be rounded just with a sandpaper roll. Or a flap wheel. I do like this too. Quite dusty, it's very easy to work on, and that was it. Let's check out the big half. That's the big half. Look, you can scratch it. But that was it. You can also work with the flap wheel on this side. Clean it off. This is fine, let's turn it around. That's the other side. I just used the sticky tape to prevent that it gets out on the other side. It looks like this. Zoom in. And that was it with epoxy. This is closed again. it is at least, let me measure. Yeah, I know it's not exactly to be measured like this. It's 5-6 millimeters thick now. So it's more than we have on this side. And can also easily be worked on sandpaper or this. I like this too. It makes everything shiny, but it still has a rough surface. The polishing is not recommended. I'll then show you pictures how it looks when it's finished. Cheers, guys. And that's how it looks from the other side. This small hole here. I really have a very good experience with just epoxy, especially Fest. Don't know what it's called in English. Never popped out quite some engines. And that's the other side. Big engine half. Big hole. It's normally that you break through to have proper flow here, proper adjustment, cylinder, engine case. No worries. Easy solvable. Just put it on before and then it looks like this. Cheers, guys. It never cracks, and that's the point. It's about not cracking. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 beams which connect the piston pin with the crank, because it goes like that, up and down and up and down and up and down. So kind of highest force impact is here. The piston, we have here an old Polini 177, and look at that. Let's zoom in a bit. Light. You exactly also see 1, 2, 3, 4. The 3 parts. Skirt, piston eye, and roof is properly connected statically over the 4 beams. So all forces impacting here. You have a proper connection on each side of the pin eye. And you have 2 beams going to the piston roof, and this one has excellent cooling grips. Not every piston does have that. We want to check the X beam. And what do we see here? Here is a big hole. Nothing going on here. Other side, same funny idea. If you look at the inside, one side is just not connected, it's missing here. That's statically not very wise. To the other side, it's connected but not really thick. There is a tiny little beam which is cut off at the pinasco, and here it seems to be a wall. Once more, check out the other, for instance, Malossi piston. Thick beams works. You can, for instance, use a ground sport piston. What is a ground sport piston? It's not a ground sport. That's just a brand who initiated this type of piston. It's a Meteor piston. And if you check out Quattrini cylinders, which are definitely the best cylinders available for Vespa, they also use a Meteor piston. And as I saw, the new EMC is also using a Meteor piston. Let's check out this piston. It's the type of the Malossi piston, but stronger. With already open windows here. Inform your friends, warn your friends, this piston is not durable. It does not hold for a long time. This one is. Get yourself one.
Bist du deppert? Ein Biest!
Sorry, ja.
Bist du deppert? Ist das ein Biest jetzt?